Hello all, welcome to another Too Many Projects. I've made a real mess in the garage, so I'm going to keep it out of shot and tidy it up while I tell you what my video is about today. I doubt many of the people who watch my channel or subscribe to it have the same problem as I do. Tell me if you do. I love engines. Engines are cool. I love the noise and the fire. And am I out of focus? This is probably better, isn't it? And I love the fire. But I live in a world now that I'm not down with it. I live in a city. It's expensive to have space to keep motorbikes. It's expensive to run cars, and they're not very helpful. And they make the air quality really bad, specifically where I live as well. In the area I walk around in, they're reducing the quality of life for me. It's less of a problem in rural situations, of course. But I'm trying to find hobbies that cure my addiction. I'm actually going to sell, well actually I've been trying to sell the Yamaha for a long while now, and no one really wants it. But I'm going to try and sell that. If anyone's interested in the UK, there's a beautifully working Yamaha XTZ here from '92. Give me a shout. I want more space in the garage because my entire focus is working on our house since we moved, and which is why I make no YouTube videos anymore, because trying to work my job and work on the house is 3 full-time jobs, and way behind because I ran out of money ages ago. And I don't have time to be spending messing about with motorbikes and cars and everything. We have a little SLK, a Mercedes SLK that is in really nice condition, although it is Cat N, which we've been trying to sell that no one wants. No one's got any money at the moment. Trying to sell the motorbike. And I'm thinking about other hobbies. Now, one of the hobbies I've been working on quietly, and I've done some videos that show it, is 3D printing, which is quite fun. I wouldn't call it a hobby though, having done it for a while. It's a tool that every workshop should have. It just solves loads of little problems. I really enjoy playing with it. I really enjoy making stuff in 3D and doing stuff. So that's one hobby I've been trying, which I've really enjoyed. But I haven't been making silly models of things. I've been making parts for stuff that work. I was into bicycles a lot. Completely cured that addiction now. But I was never that into riding them. Same with the motorbike, really. I'm not as much into riding it as I am into taking it apart, messing about with it and sorting it out. I have no idea how many bicycles we've got now in this household. So maybe that's a good hobby to get back into. I'd have to ride them more often though, so that's probably not going to happen. So I've been having a little go with another hobby which hopefully balances my enjoyment of engines and mechanics, but is better for the size of space I have, the amount of time I have, and the amount of no money I have. So let me clear this workbench and I'll show you what I bought off the internet. Don't hate when you find things and you can see they're really, really important for something and you don't know what, and so you have to keep it, but it's probably for nothing. Ta-da! I've bought myself a Hilux. It's dirty because it's been on adventures already. How cool is that? Answer, not very cool. Playing with remote control trucks should not be compared with the actual coolness of playing with real trucks. But aforementioned disadvantages of playing with real trucks considered, I'm excited. This is an FMS Hilux. It's a licensed Toyota copy. I have enjoyed watching a lot of YouTube's videos recently, and I chose this to buy because A, it's not too expensive in the grand scheme of things. B, I've travelled in some really interesting places in an actual real life Hilux. But also, because this size is not too small and not too big to make it a fun hobby that I can obsess over. We have a really nice big garden. There's a lot of like wild areas of it, and I'm looking forward to playing with this in the garden. A lot of people have big 110 trucks that are more like this sort of size, and people go hiking with them, and it's a bit lame. Sorry guys. I've been trying not to tell anyone, now I'm broadcasting it on YouTube because it's a bit lame, but I really like this. I love how all the suspension is quite a good model of a real life truck suspension, although the motor and the drivetrain are all in different places. It's really nice to see links and solid axles and shocks in there that you would have on a real truck. I like this particular one being licensed, and I don't think I want to get into the real extreme rock crawling on tiny rocks. I really like that this is quite a realistic Hilux. Look, it's even got a dipped and main beam headlights, so you can use it at night, which is really cool. But I like that it's realistic, and I think I'm into the scale thing. I think I'm discovering that about myself. I like to make it more realistic, which I'm not going to talk about in this video. Just a little preview. So I got it and I played with it, and then one night, after doing some work on building a little lean-to in the house, I looked at my scrap wood pile and I thought, this won't take long. Let me show you what I created one evening. Yeah, there it is. So one evening, a couple of weeks ago, I spent an hour creating a silly little off-road track for my silly little truck, and I'm really excited about it. Let me give you a tour of the little track I made, and on the fly I will come up for names for each bit. Each direction presents different challenges. Alright, so we're starting from what I'm going to call forwards. So we have Brokeback Mountain, the top of the world. Alright, that's what we're going to call that bit. The log flume into the junkyard, up onto the brasserie, the ropey bridge, the pallet, but we'll spell it with an E to make it weirder, the woodland trail onto Loggy Corner, down Loggy Hill. Now the challenges that I'm struggling with at the moment are Brokeback Mountain onto the top of the world. Coming one way is easier than going the other. I think it's coming this way is fairly easy, but going back to get the thing turned right, it usually overbalances and falls off. But the other thing I'm struggling with is this log on the log flume. First of all, the approach angle of the truck is quite hard to get over this. Second of all, it keeps getting stuck on the stick at the back. The result is that coming down the flume is fairly easy because it's pretty much falling with style, but coming up it is near impossible. It's just luck, really. I haven't worked out a technique to get over that yet. But let's have a go, eh? Up Brokeback Mountain. This is forwards, and this is the easy way, I would say. Getting over onto the top of the world, you need to almost mount the neck of the horse, and then just so the back wheels don't fall off. But if you mount it too much, it overbalances. But this way is pretty straightforward. Oh! Oh wait. Let's put our headlights on for maximum scale. Pretty easy. Got something stuck in it, that's okay. It's an off-road vehicle. Trees get stuck in it, that's fine. Onto the brasserie. Nice. Now, you've got to be careful here. You've got to stay in the strings. And it looks like I had some issues in that hole there, but should be all right. Yeah. Oh, I'm off to the edge. It's trouble. Made it. Okay, bit of a 3-point turn up here. We've got to come onto it fairly straight. Slippery leaves, eh? Causing me problems. Let's see how we can go on 3 wheels on this thing. A bit hung up there. The first crash. Oops. Right, so got to get right up onto that side so that when we curve around we can come onto it. What do we call this? The forest trail, something like that. There we go. Now it slips sideways on this sometimes. I'll try and do this one-handed and hold the tree out of the way. Look at that grip, eh? Bump it up, yes! On the move, and we are down and out. So backwards is similar to forwards, except for it's a bit more challenging. Here we are in the junkyard, right? It is very difficult, and I have done it a couple of times to get over there because the side steps get stuck. Although there is only one side step now, thanks to it braking. It's just a case of bumping it. You've got to come up the left here, and you've got to go fast, and you've got to go over to the right. You can't come up the right because of that stick there. And it's very difficult once it gets over there because you've got to bump it to control. It gets stuck there. I have got it over a couple of times, pure luck. Come on. No, not going to sit here and do it again. And then, because of the way the car is oriented going this way, it would probably be okay to reverse it off the same way it came up, but backwards. But because we're going off forwards, I can get the front wheels onto Brokeback Mountain. But in various ways, trying to get the back wheels on, usually. Chucks it off onto the floor. So I've been trying to improve my driving skills to get over those two things, and I've sort of think the car's at its limits now. So if you join me back in the garage, I will show you where the true joy lies in this hobby. Because while I don't think anyone would argue with the fact that playing with remote control cars is fun, it's kind of a different part of it that I'm interested in. So, one of the things that has attracted me to this silly sport, I mean, A, is the sort of scale stuff, which I'll do in another video. I've got door cards. But the first excitement is to get over that big log on the log flume. I need a little bit more suspension height. I don't want to make this into a silly monster truck. I like that it looks real, so we're thinking about a little bit of a suspension lift. Under here, you've got vertical shocks behind this wheel, and diagonal shocks behind that wheel. Both sets of shocks are 40mm long, and I've gone on the internet to this Chinese company who make a load of cool stuff, and I bought some 45mm shocks, which should give us a tiny lift. I've also bought some bigger tyres, but I haven't got those here, but they're too big. These are like 49, 50mm, and I think I bought 53mm, and it's a tiny difference, but it is too big straight away. So I need to get bigger tyres. I'd need to probably just make them just a tiny bit bigger, or they won't go up into the wheel wells, which they will need to. So that's pretty cool. And to get some more weight into the wheels, like these wheels, you can buy brass wheels, which is super nice, but they're 40 quid. So for just a tenner, I've managed to get these wheel weights, which were not specifically designed for this vehicle, but I've measured some stuff and guessed some stuff, and we're gonna see if they fit. So yeah, there is a cool new hobby I'm into. We'll see how it goes. So I'll do the next couple of videos. The first one will be on suspension and the wheels, as discussed. And then there's a few different Hiluxes I've been in. Or have been featured on television programs or films or stuff that I like. And I'm quite excited about the whole scale thing and trying to make it look a little bit different. So first of all, a little bit more realistic. We're going to mess around with the grille and the lights and things. And second of all, I've been I've been buying. I haven't used any of these kind of like hobby paints and stuff since I was very, very young, doing Airfix models. And I'm going to think about repainting it, doing some different graphics and stuff, and maybe getting the 3D printer out and having a go at making some cool accessories for it as well. I don't want it to look like a monster truck or a rock crawler or anything. I just want it to be capable in the garden, messing around. And I think it might be quite cool if it looks a bit different as well. So yeah, that's what the next two videos will be. Anyway, thank you for watching today. And let me know in the comments if you've got any tips or tricks or anything. And I'll see you on the next one.